So lookups case, you guys are back. You're there, no?
Yeah, Bhaskar, I am here.
Yeah. In the lookups, what we do is usually in the integration case, lookups will be useful when you are connecting with two different applications. For example, I'm extracting the data from EBS and sending to Fusion, or I may be sending to Salesforce, right? Like that, let's say there are three different systems involved in the integrations. Now, I'm getting some report from EBS. 1 second. Let's say customer details. In that, there is a country code. In the customer detail, there is a field called country code. Now, the country code, the way they are representing country code, or let's say I'm getting a supplier details,
So
right?
you are not sharing anything, right?
Oh, sorry, I'm not
Bhaskar?
sharing.
Yeah, yeah.
What I was saying that in the lookups, when our integrations are involved, like multiple different applications or different services, and the records like customer details or supplier details, when you're extracting from one system and sending to other system, what happens is there will be some lookups used or some codes used. In this case, for example, supplier type is there. Now, how the supplier type is defined in EBS, those codes may be different in Fusion and in Salesforce or in SAP, whatever. Country code, the way you're representing in EBS may be different in the Fusion. Now, what will happen is, usually what we do, we extract the data from EBS, either it is having REST service or it's having a PL SQL, we are extracting the data. In the integration, what we will do, then we are going to invoke a service from Fusion or Salesforce, whatever, or any either way also. Then we will be doing the map activity. Correct. In the map, we are mapping one field by field. But what will happen in this case, when I'm mapping the country code from whatever I extracted from like one application to another application, it is going to map the country code also as it is, or the supplier type. But the supplier types here are different, they are different. What I can do, one option, I can write some conditions. If the supplier type equal to whatever like to ABC here, in small letters, it is capitals ABC in Fusion. I need to write, if I write, but how many conditions I'll be writing? There may be, there are like 10 different supplier types. In that case, I need to write if conditions or whatever I need to like to transform the data accordingly. Country codes. There may be country codes like 100 and whatever 80, 50. No, I cannot write like condition. Most of them may be same, but some of them might be different, like representation in different applications. So that is practically it will be looking very tedious or maybe impossible whenever that kind of mapping is required. So in these cases, wherever you have a standard codes, you will first create the lookups for them. In the lookups, you will define how they are represented in each of these systems, what you are going to use in your integration. And in the map activity, you are going to use that lookups. So for our demonstration purpose, what we will do, we'll take customer details. I think I have one customer. Yeah, I should be having that. No, this is not required. Yeah, customer lookup sample. I'm having a customer name, customer code, and country. Just three fields. For our demo purpose, we'll just take like this. Now, in the country code may be different in different systems. So what we will do, let us, for our just discussion purpose, what we will do, I should put this in different side. What we will do, let's say in EBS, it is India, in Fusion, IN, in Salesforce, IN. This is United States, I'm just assuming like no, it is represented like this in EBS. In Fusion, it is, let's say, US. In Salesforce, it is USA. Let's assume like that, okay? It may not be correct. United Kingdom, UK, or just I'll put England here. Germany, let's say this is J, and here they are using, for example, Deutschland, DE. Like that, we'll create like no few codes, few entries in our lookups. Lookups, these are called domains. Domain 1 is EBS, domain 2 is Fusion, domain 3 is Cell. Like that, you can create any number of domains in the lookup definition. How do you get this data? This data you have to either manually do it, or you can also, once you define the lookup, you can also export that. It will export like an Excel. In the Excel, you can form these codes and you can import it back to the integration cloud. Okay, so let us take this simple example. What I will do, I'll write a very simple integration where it will take customer details and also return the customer details. But whatever I'm giving, I'm assuming like no EBS customer details. Whatever I'm getting, I'm assuming is the Fusion customer details. The lookups, I'm going to define this. Let me go and show it. It will be clear. Okay. So for that, you go to lookups. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Already somebody, I think maybe I created for something. I will just create one more new lookup. PKJ country lookup. Create. Okay. You see, it is having domain 2. I can add one more domain like this. 3 domains. Even though I will be using only 2 for today, I will say domain name EBS, domain 2 Salesforce Fusion, right? Domain 3, let's say Salesforce. Now these are the entries. Like whatever I kept here, you can just put that values for now. This is India. Here IN, here also IN. Don't enter this one. This is for creating new domain. This is for creating new entry. Now this is United States, US, USA. One more. United Kingdom. Sorry, my keyboard. We said this is UK. This is just I'm keeping some name England. Then we said Germany. This is Germany. This is Deutschland, something like that. You save this. As I said, if you want to make, for example, 100 other entries, it will be difficult to write here. So that what you can do, you can also, okay, first you save this and come back. From here, you will be able to export. Like you can export to CSV. Export this. And then what you can do, you'll be able to open that, obviously in Excel or CSV, whatever you want, and you can modify here. Only one thing you have to make sure that whenever editing this one, you should not change the first row. This is the lookup name or lookup code.
Right.
And these are domain names. This also you should not change. Adding one more domain, I think may be possible. That should be possible. And you can make more entries here. You can update the entries, no problem. And then what you will do, you will just come here. You will say, I want to import. Just you take that modified file. It has to be a CSV file, by the way, it's a CSV file. So you just import it. Based on the lookup name, it is going to automatically update that. And how does it know which domain name and which lookup? Based on the reason it should not change. Not based on the name of the sheet. In the data, it is going to see what is the DVM, what is that like to look up name. Based on that, it is going to update the corresponding lookup in the integration in this here. Now we are going to use this one. How will I use? Just for the demo purpose, to make it simple, I will create again Abdon orchestration. I will say BKJ first lookup EBS to fusion. You can use this one for supplier types when you are really using in practical purpose. Usually supplier types may be different in different applications. You create the codes and you can use that one. Okay, so this is again my trigger connection. Customer EBS to fusion, something like that. First lookup, test, get is fine. No, don't use get because use post. I have input, I also have output. Okay, click next. Input, use that customer sample, lookup sample. If this is not there, in the one I shared, what happened? Excellent. And request payload is done. Response payload, also I will use same sample. Click next. Done. Save it. Now you see, not doing anything. Just there is only one mapping. I'm getting some request. I want to send the response. Go to this. Whatever the customer details I'm getting, I want to map the same thing here. Customer name to customer name. Country, customer code to customer code, but country I want to use lookup. How do I do that now? For that one, you have to go to functions. Just remember, pay attention here. There's a new thing. This function will not be available anywhere. You have to go to integration cloud. You have a lookup value. Okay, first edit this. By mistake. Okay, customer code is fine. Sorry. Create target node for country. Create target node for country. Use the lookup value. When you're dropping the lookup value, it is asking which lookup you want to use. In this instance, there are so many lookups created. It was showing only one when I went there because it was for my user. The other users created. Now this is my lookup. It is showing there are 3 domains or 3 columns. Click next. Then selecting what is your source domain, what is your target domain. Source domain, It is showing all three, whatever I defined there. Source is EBS in my example. It also knows what data you defined, and the target is fusion. Okay. So in my test, what I will do in the country, I will pass India. It has to return me IN automatically. Click next. Default value. What if nothing is matching? What do you want to? I will just put India. Default value, you can put one of the existing ones. In case if it is not there, it is going to use that. Resulting expression will be like this one. Click done. Now you have to modify one thing here. You can see lookup value. Don't change anything here. Don't change EBS and fusion and the default value. What is the source value you have to modify? What is the target is already country here, right? I'm mapping, basically defining the value for country. Target side is what I'm using. Source, you have to take this country and drop here properly. Make sure it is properly. So it's basically saying from this lookup, use this country that is assumed that coming from EBS domain. I need to convert that to fusion. And this is the default. If anything is not matching, it assume it is India.
Bhaskar, can you bring that one more time? How did you get that lookup function? Is it in a under functions just directly?
Yeah. See, by default, it will be like
Oh,
this.
I see. Okay.
Expand this. Integration cloud. This you have to remember.
Yeah.
Lookup value.
Okay, got you.
It's like any other function only. Only thing is there you have to form properly. Validate and close. Usage will be like this. Now, how you want to create, what you want to create with the lookup and all, you can decide based on your requirement. It's a simple thing, but it's powerful, no? Like otherwise, what will I, how will I really like to convert? It needs a lot of work. Save and close. Activate this. And now test. So in the body, customer code 100, country, okay, let it be India, customer name Tata, that's fine. Test it. See, it is changing to IN. Now let us also put like maybe, yeah, United Kingdom. Customer name, something, whatever you want. Test. It's changing to UK. Like that, it will automatically modify because of the lookups. Any questions on that? I hope you're not getting confused with the domains in the lookups. Basically, instead of creating multiple lookups, based on like what all systems you may be using, you can create one lookup, create the domains there itself. Then you'll be able to use across like your mapping. That's the whole purpose. Right? If you want to, yeah, I think I've shown export import also, you can do that one. And we're taking one small example and try it. Okay. I'm just putting here so that I will not be missing anything. Right. Coming to export, import, integration, and packages, I can show that one also today. Let me show quickly. I think I've shown that earlier also, but let me show that. It's very simple. Only problem will be, as Shiva also, I think, yesterday asking, the connections. Integrations you can export from one instance and import to another instance. Usually what happens in OCI world, there is a concept called compartments in the OCI. Okay, in any OCI architect, usually database administrators are becoming OCI administrators now. Apps DBA people are becoming OCI administrators in the new cloud world. Or they also may be becoming SaaS admin also. SaaS admin, actually, there is nothing much. In SaaS admin case, there is SaaS, some security, but that is again more functional, I would say. But most of the DBAs, middleware admins like WebLogic admins and all, they will be learning OCI. They will have to learn OCI. They will also be knowing how to use ATP database configurations. There's another way of creating database also. Those are the things like they will be doing. Now, there is a concept called compartment in OCI. So when you want to maintain multiple environments, usually what they do is they will create 3 different compartments, like one for dev compartment, one for test compartment or UAT compartment, or 3 for whatever, one for production compartment. Usually because OCI case, there is a concept called tenancy. When you get a OCI access, like I have one tenancy, right? This is a proper paid tenancy, whatever I'm showing here, I logged in. In the tenancy, now that is, I am a customer, I have a tenancy. I will not take one more tenancy for my production. It doesn't work that way usually. You'll be using compartments. It's a simple concept called a logical compartment you can create. And then you can provide the restrictions based on the compartment. Like, for this compartment, developers will be able to give an access. For the other compartment, it will be very, very restricted. They will be having everything, whatever they need. The users also will be restricted. Now the instances will be created accordingly. One OS instance will be created in one dev compartment. One OS instance will be created in the UAT compartment, and other one in the prod compartment. Like that they will be doing. So you export from here and import into other instance. So how do you